Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you a review for One Piece, Chapter 73. So Buggy is back, baby. That's the cover page. You know, Buggy's got all his parts back. His crew's reassembled. That woman's with him, and she's standing on to his right. So I'm guessing she's gonna be his first in command now. Makes sense. I mean, the power of boners, right? Cinema Sins. You know, if you don't check out Cinema Sins, do it. But yeah, man, moving into this chapter, so apparently Luffy and Sanji and, Zoro's, I guess you call the ghost of Zoro's past. Check out the chapter. You see the link right now. But they're all eating, right? And this is the thing, man. While they're eating, that's when this big ass sea cow, or as Sanji puts it, is it a hippo? And it makes sense because don't hippos move in water? But it appears out of nowhere, right? And it's looking for the pork that Hachi is making back in Arlong Park, right? And Hachi has been trying to call him, and Zoro is just like, hey, what's all the drums for? And Zoro even gets this dude Hachi to take his ass to Cocoa Village for him. And speaking of that cocoa, you drink cocoa syrup, you put syrup in the drink. Nice little connections on that. I'm going to go back and look at the other villages, see if I can find more kind of food references, 'cause I just caught that. But this is what I thought was interesting, right? Luffy uses the gum pistol once he realizes that the sea monster, which I'm guessing is the same one that went through not Cocoa Village, Gosa Village. But as soon as he realizes it, he uses the gum pistol. And I just love Luffy's reaction right here. As soon as he sees it, he's just like, look at all of that beef. And it's just like, only Luffy would think to say something like that. And don't get me wrong, that's a lot of beef. If they did cook that damn thing, they would not go hungry for a while. Especially if they could preserve the meat. But like I said, I just love Luffy's reaction. But this was the other thing about this chapter, man. Sanji. Like I said, you know he's strong, but there's just more feats, because I'm looking at it and it almost looks as if he's got the same amount of destructive force in his kicks that Luffy has in his punches. So that's interesting, especially when you look at the end of the chapter where Sanji and Luffy, they're using this damn sea monster to kind of act like cattle. And it makes sense to kind of pull like the wagon, how they did like on the Oregon Trail and all that. But they're using it to take them to Arlong Park. So I thought that was pretty interesting just to kind of see that. But the other thing about this chapter, and what I found to be the most interesting and entertaining, is Zoro, if he would have left, he would have put Nami in a hell of a situation. Because Zoro just misses Usopp. And I get it, Zoro's going to confront Arlong, and you could debate whether or not Zoro has the strength to take him out. Because the fact that he took out the other guys and they have 10 times the strength of humans, that means that they're clearly fodder. The ones that have 10 times the strength. So Arlong has to be at least 20 times as strong, because Zoro, to take them out, that means he's at least 15 times stronger than a normal human, which is fucking crazy. I don't care what Oda says in the question and answers, where he says you want to get as strong as Oda, you just do a bunch of squats. I mean, as strong as Zoro, you do a bunch of squats and eat sardines. Fuck you, Oda. That ain't how you get that type of strength. He's a fucking monster. But yo, getting into this though, right? Like as soon as he sees all of his men, and they tell him that it's Zoro, the pirate hunter, they automatically jump to the fact that Nami might have set them up. And I love this right here where Arlong is like, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. And Usopp says, right then, I'll just be going. It was very nice to meet you all and to take care. It's very in character for him to do something like that, because it's so outrageous. Usopp is definitely going to be the comedy factor. But for Nami to sit there and say that, when she shows up, to say how pissed off she is, and to say, look, I got this tattoo, I joined your crew, I'm so close to getting the amount of money we need to free this village, I would not go back on our word to bring in Zoro to take your head. And in a way, it would make sense if that is her plan, because she's saying this on the surface, and maybe she knew those guys are gonna chase after her, And I mean, that could be her end game all along. I would give her more credit to come up with a more complex plan than that, especially after Oda says that she's the smartest person or the third smartest person in One Piece up to this point. I know you guys said as the series goes on, this is just the East Blue. So I hadn't forgot that, and I do read you guys' comments if you don't know that. Like, I don't respond right away, but I try to respond to everybody. But getting into that though, like, I could definitely see Nami having to prove her loyalty, because right here, if you look, Arlong has that knife to Usopp's throat, and he's saying, now let's exterminate Zoro and this rat. And if you look, he's saying, wait, help me. And he's begging for help, and Nami's face, like I said, her face gives her away. And now that Arlong is looking, after these guys point out, like, look, betrayal is her specialty, and they said earlier that she did save Zoro, she's gonna have to prove herself. Now we're gonna see, because Nami is, shit! Oh, I will be cutting that out. Nami is the third smartest person in One Piece. So, because she's the third smartest in One Piece, she should be able to deliver a cut or something that makes it look like he's bleeding out and he's not actually dead. This is going to be interesting because she's going to be on the hot seat. I'm calling this. But guys, my chapter question for you is, what did you think when Luffy and Sanji were taking turns turning this sea monster, which is a monster that's on the Grand Line, making it their bitch? What did you think? But man, that's it for this review. If you liked anything I had to say, as always, comment, rate, subscribe, and share. I'll greatly appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching Krypton.